Hello, 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 and a very good evening to you, wherever you are watching us. We are streaming live on our own channel tonight, but we're also streaming to our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Twitter, and another, which I can't even remember, Facebook. Yes, so we're streaming all over the place. So hopefully, wherever you are, you're able to catch us and indeed ask questions. Now, the 2 or 3 best places to ask questions so that I can see them in real time is either on our YouTube, that's at UKCPD, or on the live broadcasters on StreamYard, or on our Facebook page, again, at UK College of Personal Development, or UKCPD for short. Well, we've done this many times, and every time it goes down very, very well. We get lots of good feedback. We have a whole bunch of people registered this evening, albeit looking at we've only got a couple of people here, I think, at the moment, but hopefully people will join as they go along. But often, of course, people catch the recording at a later date. So if you're watching, be sure to say hello, where in the world you're watching from, and I'll be able to answer all of your questions. Now, how do we do this? We're kind of changing the format from what we've done in the past, where I simply answer questions and just kind of backwards and forwards. I thought to make it a bit more interesting, what we would do is a short presentation, a little bit around, context about who am I in the college, what is NLP, where does it come from, and likewise with coaching. And then we'll ask some questions. Some have already been sent in very helpfully via email, so I've got those here, and I'll be answering those towards the end of the presentation. Now, as I go through the presentation, I'll just put my glasses on so I can load up the slides. If you do have a question, be sure. Amanda Jackson, hello everyone from Yorkshire. Well, that's very good to have Amanda from Yorkshire. And I think, Amanda, at the minute, you're the only one who's actually live with us on the main channel, but they, of course, could be watching on the other channels, and I never know that. So great to have Amanda with us. So let me just load up the slides. So here we go. And as I say, if you've got questions as I go, especially Amanda, as you're the only one with us live in the StreamYard channel, be sure to ask questions as I go. I am happy to answer them and make the most of our time together. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, you're watching the video later on perhaps, or you're going to join us in a minute. The UK College of Personal Development is now celebrating its 25th year. Can you believe it? We've been 25 years delivering our courses and qualifications, and it just seems an extraordinary journey. 25 years seems to have gone so fast. And we are accredited or governed, if you will, part governed by the following professional bodies: the ILM, formerly known as the Institute of Leadership and Management, NLP, that's the Association for NLP, and the Association for Coaching here in the UK, and also from the previous year, the International Association from NLP, which is very nice. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Tony Nutley, and I'm the founder of UKCPD, but I also practice as a coach. And as you can see, these are my various different professional bodies and qualifications, and that's what I do, my other job that I do. So I thought it'd be useful for some people to understand about why I'm so enthusiastic and why I give up all my evenings to do these broadcasts, why I think it's an important thing. I had lots of different jobs in the past, and I've done all sorts of different things. I worked in a car factory, in retail, and call centers, you name it, I've done it. But as while I was working at the outside clinic, I got sent on a course. And it completely changed my life. It was an NLP-based course, and straight away I could see there was something really, really interesting about this, basically applied positive psychology. I thought I can use this not just for me, but for the business I was working at the time, and we did, and we went on to do some amazing things. Now, at that time, I'd become to be very, very interested in personal development, and Jim Rohn became sort of a mentor for me. And this quotation here, I think, kind of underlines what the college is all about. Success is not something you pursue because it'll just elude you. It will be like trying to chase butterflies. However, success is something you attract and accumulate by the person you become. So personal development is about becoming a better person so that you attract success and opportunity towards you. And then Brian Tracy, another great mentor of mine, clarity accounts for 80% of success and happiness. And we talk about in NLP, this clarity of purpose, the one sentence version of your well-formed outcome. Now, more on well-formed outcomes in a moment. Lack of clarity is really what causes frustration for everybody. So we success as goals and everything else is commentary. We're going to talk about NLP this evening, so it's worth mentioning John Grinder and Richard Bandler were the founders of NLP, but really Robert Dilts, who is my friend and mentor, really has done the most amount of work since the early days, the most amount of research and writing and lectures and all those kind of things, and he really has been a huge influence on both me personally and indeed the college and the direction of the college. So let's just start a little bit of a journey for you. We're going to, because we're talking about coaching and NLP this evening, I'm going to start off with NLP, and then we'll get to some other things about coaching later on. So I thought it was a good place to start with some quotes. Most of you who know the college will know that I'm a fan of having quotations to get you to start thinking. So what Richard says here is it's about an attitude. NLP is an attitude of insatiable curiosity about human beings with a methodology that leaves behind a trail of techniques. So it's something about being really curious, excuse me, how people get things done and do things. And from that come all of the models and processes that we use, both in NLP and, of course, in coaching. Quick sip of water there. And the other founder of NLP, John Grinder, NLP is an accelerated learning strategy for the detection and utilization of patterns in the world. So similar to what Richard's saying, it's about understanding how people do things, looking for these patterns, these skill sets that some people have, and how they figure out how they get things done. And then from Training Journal, NLP affords the opportunity to gain flexibility, creativity, and a greater freedom of action than most of us know how, and who wouldn't want a bit of that? I think most people would. And the final one from Science Digest, NLP could be the most important synthesis of knowledge about human communication to emerge since the 60s. And if you're my age, you know all cool things came from the 60s. Now, what does NLP do? So it encompasses the three most influential components in producing human experience: our neurology, neurons and physiology, our language, verbal and non-verbal. Here's me waving my arms around. And programming, behaviors, culture, habits, and all of those kind of things. And what NLP does, it describes in a very specific way and uses the fundamental dynamics between mind and language to get some kind of changes done and to help us see things in a different way. So language, stimulating your neurology, creating beliefs, which of course drive our behavior, and in due course our identity, memories, culture, and who we become in the universe. Now, back in the 70s, in Santa Cruz, three guys were sat around trying to discover what the X factor is. I don't mean the X factor on the telly, on ITV. I mean the secret sauce that makes somebody special, or I don't want to use the word genius, but they stand out in their field. There's something special about them. They're doing something really, really different. They're getting better results. And Gregory Bateson, who was considered at the time to be one of the most foremost thinkers of his time, he sponsored Richard and John to do some research and to model, which is the thing we do in NLP, Dr. Milton Erickson, Virginia Satir, and Fritz Perls, to figure out, because they were leaders in their field, they were doing things so amazing compared to their peer group, really, really getting great work done. All therapists, by the way. So remember, NLP started from a therapeutic standpoint, but only because these are the people that Gregory Bateson knew very well and knew they were doing amazing work. And from that came the first book on NLP, which is The Structure of Magic. They called it The Structure of Magic because they really believe that they discovered something magical, that the use of language can help people change in dramatic and powerful ways. Now, one of the fundamental things about NLP is the philosophy. And I often talk, and you'll see this in other videos on our platform or on YouTube or wherever, I talk about the philosophy of success. And the presuppositions of NLP are foundational building blocks that we use for building up our philosophy. Ooh, we've got somebody here. Who's this? Ian Walker. Wow, Ian, hello. I haven't seen and spoken to you for some time. You took a course 15 years ago. It made me a small fortune years later. Well, that's very nice of you to say so. Thank you. Lovely to have you along with us this evening. That's fantastic. And so this bedrock of a philosophy for success is what we really, really want to work on. And from that, then we have the four pillars. You can imagine this is a Greek temple. Rapport, the ability to get on with people. Outcome orientated, so goal orientated, outcome, not problem focused, solution focused. Acuity, the ability to see what's really there and not project our own stuff onto it. And flexibility, being flexible in our approach. We're not rigid in how we do things. We're able to flex and really do things in a different way. So the presuppositions here, I've just picked a few out here that help to create this philosophy for success. And there is other videos on this. And if you're on one of our courses, you'll definitely get to do a whole session on this. If you always get what you've always done, guess what? You'll always get what you've always had. So to create some change in your life, excuse me, you have to start doing things differently. But thinking is a behavior, and that's a lot of what we focus on. Leading into that, there's no failure, only feedback. There's no failure, it's only feedback. So when things go wrong, we don't beat ourselves up, we don't get depressed, we don't go, it's all going horribly wrong. We think, okay, what can we learn from this particular situation? It's not what happens that makes the difference, it's what you do with it. So it rains in everybody's parade, but it's how we respond. That's the difference that makes the difference. If you want to understand, act. Super, super powerful. If you really want to do and understand something, they always say, if you want to learn something, teach it. That's really where that comes from. And where attention goes, energy flows. So if we focus on our problems, we're going to get more of that problem. If we focus on our solutions, guess what? We're going to get some solutions. And that's really what we're looking to do. Now, another powerful thing from NLP is the communication model. I'm not going into great detail this evening because that will take hours and hours and hours as part of the training course. But essentially, as you can see, we see, hear, and feel things. They pour into our brain. We process them going through our physiology, our state, our internal representation system, based on our memories, our meta programs, values, beliefs. And then we delete, distort, and generalize because we're humans. That's what we do. And then we respond accordingly. And what NLP helps us to do is understand how that process works and make the best of it for ourselves or for our clients or for our team or for our marriage or for whatever it is to improve our lives, to be better communicators. And one of the key soft skills for success in the modern world is to be a great communicator. It's been co-opted as this notion of being an influencer. Well, that might mean something different on social media, but really what it means is, in the sense of a team and a communicator, is that you can explain your ideas in a way that people not only understand them, but they buy into the idea and they want to support it. Now, another powerful feature of learning around NLP is this notion of setting goals successfully. And we tend to not use the word goals in NLP. It's this notion of well-formed outcomes. And again, there's lots of videos on this on our website. We've got another little comment here from Ian. Here we go. Let's see, what he's saying. In fact, it was the start of developing a personal and professional economical philosophy. Well, Ian, I think we need to know more about that in due course. So I might ping you an email and let's have a little chat about that. Maybe we should interview on the Be Inspired group. That'd be good. I'll talk more about the Be Inspired group in a second. So the professional body for NLP here in the UK is the Association for NLP. And obviously the college is a member, and their work is in standards of training and practice for trainers and coaches and NLP practitioners, ethical frameworks, promotion, and all those kinds of things. And you can see their website at anlp.org. Now, we're going to quickly look at some coaching stuff. So a couple of quotations to start with. This is one from the AC. A collaborative, solution-focused, result-oriented and systemic process with the coach facilitates the enhancements of work performance, life experience, self-directed learning, and the growth of the coachee. Now, I actually think there's too many words. That's clearly been done by a committee, but you get the sense of what they're saying. This is probably a better quotation. Coaching is partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. And then we've got Sir John Whitmore here, unlocking a person's potential to maximize their own performance. And this is the key thing, that coaching is different to any other type of intervention. It is helping them to learn rather than teaching them. It's helping them to learn rather than teaching them. And then my own personal take on this is coaching is a structured, outcome-focused conversation that's open, honest, and facilitates lasting personal and professional growth. Now, the professional body here in the UK is the Association for, for Coaching, similar to what before, standards of practice for trainers, for coaches that are registered with them, and all of those kind of things that you'd expect a professional body to do. And actually, they produce a whole bunch of books and research and huge amount of work. It's just as does the ANLP. It's very, very good. But there are three main bodies you might have heard of. I mean, there are lots and lots of associations for various different sort of factions. Factions is not the right word. Focus groups or journs, like maybe an executive one or something like that. But generally speaking, there are three main bodies. The ICF, which is mostly North American, but they do have a presence here in the UK and in Western Europe. And the EMCC, the European Mentoring and Coaching Council, again, tend to be more European, but they do have a presence here. And the Association for Coaching, which of course I've already mentioned. But all three have this concordant of cooperation and understanding, and they all work together to raise standards. And if you're a member of one, it's reasonably easy to work with one of the others. Now, the other day, so a question which came in: if I'm a member of the Association for Coaching, I'm working in the United States, and the organization want me to be a member of the ICF, can I join? The answer is yes. There's a process, a paperwork process, to demonstrate that you really are a member, and you've got to show that you've done the training and all that. But there is a way of doing that. So we've got a question here from Amanda. How do NLP and coaching work together, please? That is a fantastic question. And guess what? I've got a great answer coming up in a couple of slides. And indeed, it's one of the questions here as well on my sheet. So I will come back to that in a second. So this is how the coaching process works. Questions create. So again, what do you want? What will that do for you? What's going to happen then? What will be the first step? All of the kind of coaching questions that you would get. And they provide some kind of direction and challenge for the individual. And coaching isn't just about asking questions and hoping people will figure it out. It's actually quite a challenging relationship between the coach and the coachee. And in that process, we begin to open up new perspectives and new possibilities. And then towards the end of that session, to reflect, what have you learned, review, and some kind of actions. And it kind of goes around the circle again. It's very important. Another key reason why coaching works so powerfully compared to, I don't know, management training programs or something like that, is because it's so focused on just one person. It's focused on one person and what they really want to do, either personally or indeed professionally. And really what we're doing with our clients is moving them from the comfort zone, which is often very uncomfortable, but they're so used to it, into the growth zone. So you have to step out into that fear, the learning, and then so on and so on. That's really what we're doing as coaching. So here comes Amanda's question in a way, NLP and coaching. So coaching is a framework. And there are a lot of coaching models, and on our course we looked at 5 or 6 of them, I think. So, but it's a framework. So if you imagine the GROW model, GROW, it's a framework, and it helps you stay on track. Because without a frame or a model to follow, you could end up all over the place, and indeed, just have a random conversation. But the idea is that we're focused in getting where the client go. What NLP does is it gives you a whole set of tools and interventions to really help you make things, help your client change in more powerful and quicker ways. Because there's the language things, there's the tools for beliefs, clearer goals, and all of the other change belief systems that you can have, a whole range of tools that you can use to help people change from logical levels, score model, super change belief systems. I'm trying to think them off the top of my head. There's reams and reams and reams of them. So that's the difference, really. So the kind of NLP type of process for coaching is, what is it that you want? You go through that process of getting a well-formed outcome, so it's crystal clear. And then how, so that's the coaching structure, figuring out, developing a strategy, how you're going to do that. And then interventions as required, maybe anchoring, a Disney technique, as I mentioned, logical levels or whatever it might be, to figure out how you're going to do that quicker, faster, better. And then you achieve your particular outcome at the end. And then we're back, I think this might be the last slide. We're in rapport, so NLP helps us to develop rapport. It teaches us how to do that. We're outcome orientated. We see what's really there. We don't project our own stuff onto it. And we're flexible in our approach. We're really, really super flexible in our approach. Right, I think that is the end of my slides. Right, so let me just get rid of these slides so I can start answering some questions. So hopefully, Amanda, that answers that question. But what I'm going to do now is, and I know there are a few more people watching now, so please feel free to ask some questions. But I'm going to read out the ones I've got here that have been emailed in and answer these. And I'll just keep an eye on the chat and see what else comes in. So the first one here is, how long is the NLP training course you deliver, and how is it externally accredited? I've seen lots of online courses, but it seems some are not accredited and would not be recognized. How would I know? And how would I join a professional body? Okay, so our program, our practitioner program, that is 18 days of live training on via Zoom, not via this, via Zoom. And it is accredited externally by the ANLP, the AC, the International Association for NLP, And we also include the first aid in mental health as well. So there are 3 different qualifications that you get from an awarding body. How do I recognize if a course is not accredited? If it's not accredited, it will not be accredited by one of the professional bodies that I have just said, the NLP or the Society of NLP, or one of those. And if it isn't, it isn't. If it just gives you a certificate, that's all it is. You'll also know that if it's an accredited course, there'll be some form of assessment. No assessment, it's just entertainment, is kind of what I always say. Okay, what happens when I register for your course? What will I get? Do I get anything else? What do I get? Will I get anything else? What do I get? Well, obviously you get the course, the 18 days training, plus we send you a training manual in the post. This is what this looks like. If you can lift it up. 200 odd pages of a training manual. And when you complete the course, we give you a copy of Karen Falconer's book, How to Develop Your Practice. We give you a year's membership of the Association for Coaching as a student and full professional membership of the AA when you complete your qualification. I guess the other thing I should say, or kind of, there's another question here which fits in. If I just read the question out now, what happens at the end of the course? Will I still access the learning? So the other thing that we give everybody is we record all of the sessions, the videos, they're all recorded, we store them, and we send all of the students a link, and you've got access to that for, we've said 5 years, but I'm guessing it'd be forever and a day in a sense, because it's easy for us to store them on the server. And then we've got, lots of other things that we send out to support you. So do I complete the course online, or is there some of it face-to-face? No, it's 100% online. We deliver the program over 18 days, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon with breaks and lunches in between, as usual, as you would expect. We used to deliver all our training in person. We had a training center in Swindon in Wiltshire, but of course, COVID changed all of that, and we ended up staying online for a whole variety of reasons. The main one being we did a survey, and that's what everybody wanted. I didn't. I quite preferred the training center, but I was apparently the only one. Do you have an ongoing CPD and student support program? Yes, we do. In fact, oddly enough, we've just published today the spring program for our CPD and professional development program. It's on our website. You'll be able to find the box right in the corner, and you'll be able to click on that. I think we're sending an email out tomorrow on that. But yes, so there are there's lots and lots of CPD events that happen, and there's 2 different types of practice groups. There's our Tuesday lunchtime practice group, which is every Tuesday lunchtime, completely free for everybody to join. And it is exactly what it says on the tin. It's just a hosted practice group. Let's have a quick, here we go. Do you have a self-paced NLP Practitioner Coaching Training course instead of weekend training? No, we do not. The reason for that is, Amanda, is it wouldn't be recognized by the professional body, because if it was self-paced, there'd be no supervision. And that's the reason why we're not allowed to do that. The only self-paced program is the tutor-supported foundation diploma in coaching. That is available, and that's because that's the entry-level qualification. But the same program is delivered live, and it's in many ways more interesting because that then includes the NLP, whereas the other one does not. So that's the reason. So if that doesn't make sense, ask me another question, and I'm happy to tell you what that is. So I was on about practice groups every Tuesday, lunchtime, 1 till 2, and it's exactly what it says on the tin. It is a practice group. And then the first Thursday of every month, it's the AC, that's the Association for Coaching sponsored co-coaching forum. And that is coaching practice in 3s and 2s, depending on the group. Usually have a theme. We look at a model in great detail and then practice that and get feedback and, of course, supervision. Plus, we have the Be Inspired group, and the Be Inspired group is open to any member of the public who can join, and it's daily, weekly, and monthly events. So every day we post a motivational or inspirational quotation. Every Monday we have a coaching video. And then once a month, usually, excuse me, the last Thursday of every month, we have a live event where we either have a guest, or we've had some really, really great guests. I have to say, some great guests. We interview them, and then we have a theme, some content as well. Q&A, and we give away some books. We always have a great giveaway. We run a whole thing, and it's like a raffle thing. It's great. Everybody wins loads of stuff. That's fantastic. Another question: how experienced are the trainers on your course? Well, very. So I am one of the trainers, and I've been doing this for coming up to, well, college is 25 years. So I finished my TT before that. So I've been doing this for 25 years. My colleague Mel, about shortly shy of that, I think 20 years. And Chris Razy, he was one of my original teachers. So it's even longer, and he spent his entire adult life in training. So yes, we are very, very experienced. And I think the other thing that's important to note is that as well as being trainers on the program, we also wear other hats. So I also work as a coach, both one-to-ones and within an organization. So I do a lot of coaching, as does Mel, and so does Chris. So, it's not just dry coaching. We teach from experience because we know this stuff works. And it definitely does. It's just super, super powerful. And then the final question I've got here on my sheet is, are the qualifications delivered on the program recognized outside the United Kingdom? Yes, they are. They're internationally recognized. The bodies, the AC and the NLP have international presence all around the globe, and they are recognized just about anywhere you would want to go. Okay, so hopefully those answers are useful. We've got another thing here. What's this one? Ian, Tony, you should consider color of me. Your stripy shirt doesn't suit you. Oh, thanks for that. Actually, these stripy red shirts have become a kind of a trademark. I've got 12 of them. They're all different colors, and I wear a different one pretty much every time I do the live broadcasts. And if you look at any of the videos, you'll see more often than not I'm wearing one of these. So if it doesn't suit me, I'm so sorry. Here we go, another question. To recap, the NLP Practitioner Coach Training course at weekends is more effective than just learning on its own. Yes, well, of course. Yes, of course it is. It's super more powerful. And there's a lot of reasons for that. The main one is you're with a peer group. So you get to work with other people rather than studying on your own, just watching videos and reading and writing. You can ask questions in real time. After each weekend, we have a tutor call in the week. It's usually either Tuesdays or Wednesday evenings. And the tutor calls are really, really powerful. We had one just gone on Tuesday. Just completed 2 days training workshop on change processes and belief work. And, people got a lot of questions. We've done that training, got some questions. So the tutor group is in the evening from 7 o'clock, and either myself or Mel usually hosts them on Zoom, answering any questions that there might be, and then practicing so that we get really, really good at what we do, practicing coaching models, practicing NLP models, so that we really, really sort of have it in the muscle and not just in our head, because that's how you want to do it. You want to be able to, when you're learning to drive a car, it's 10 to 2 mirror signal maneuver. You get your license, you get confident. That's not how you drive. You don't even think about it. And at the end of the program, that's what, our outcome for our students is. It's the unconsciously competent. Just do it without even thinking about it. It's the natural way that they work. So yes, it is far more effective. It's far more powerful. And the thing I always say to everybody on day one of the training, this training will change you. You will not be the same person at the end of the program. I'll guarantee it. You'll be more confident, more can-do. You'll see more opportunity, and your personal and professional life will change for the better. And that's my sort of guarantee. So hopefully, Amanda, that answers that question in a long-winded way. Okay, so was there any other questions? Let me just put my glasses back on. So thanks for explaining. So Amanda saying thanks for explaining. That's great. If there's any other questions, I'll hang on for a second. And is there anything else I should be telling you? I think that's pretty much it, but there's lots and lots of information on the website. Please feel free to email us. Actually, if I just put the thing up here, there we go. You can always email us at here, info@ukcpd.co.uk, and either myself or the team will be able to get back to you at any time to answer any of your questions. So final thing that I'll say is that the Be Inspired group, jump on our website and you'll see what that is. If you're not already a member of the Be Inspired group, be sure to join because it's free. There's no charge, and you'll get lots and lots of motivation and personal development, some fantastic interviews with really, really successful and interesting people. and the coaching stuff that we put out every single week. All right, so I'm just going to wait one more minute to see if there is any other questions coming in from any of the other platforms. And if there's not, I'm going to wrap it up for this evening, and hopefully I will see some of you guys in the future. No more questions. Okay, guys, take care. For anybody who's not actually talking to us. Okay, brilliant. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us live. For those of you who are watching the video, and I know lots of you do because I get loads of emails on it, please feel free to email in, and we will be happy to answer any of your questions about any personal development thing, but obviously in particular our upcoming program at the end of February. Okay, guys, take care of yourselves. Bye for now. Bye.